Right. Good morning. My name is Tim Hughes. I'm the author of this book, Social Selling, Techniques to Influence Buyers and Change Makers. I have with me today Darren Mason from Oracle, and we're going to talk about customer journey mapping. So, Darryl, give us a little bit of a brief intro about yourself and what you do and what your responsibilities are, because you work for a massive organization, Oracle, and it'd be really interesting to know what it is that what's your passion, what drives you.
So again, it's great to see you. It's great to see everybody. So my passion is customer experience. I've been in the customer experience area for 16 years, and for me, every day is a field trip. We're all customers ourselves. I'm passionate about it, but I guess within Oracle, the difference is we can do something about it. We can dramatically improve customer experience for the organizations we work with. And I'm lucky enough to lead a very talented team of customer experience and marketing specialists that do this kind of 24/7, working with not only some of the biggest brands in the industry, but also some of the smallest organizations as well, to help them kind of get their head around customer experience. And journey mapping is one of the fundamental building blocks that we use to articulate the value of customer experience.
Okay, so you sell to both big and small companies, do you?
Absolutely, yes.
Because most people think that Oracle, we only sell to big companies. It's a big company thing.
No, and I think with the magic of the cloud, it makes scalability linear in both directions. So scaling to tens of thousands of users for big brands, or scaling to 2 or 3 people for small companies. So
before we go into journey mapping, customer experience. What is that? It's just that's just CRM repackaged, isn't it?
Well, no, and it's a great question, and it's a common fallacy as well. Customer experience is the sum total of all of the experiences that an individual has, a customer or consumer has, with a brand. It's the sum total of all that experience. Now, customer relationship management is a very inside out looking concept. So it's a very company centric concept, and CRM still exists and it's still flourishing because people need CRM systems as a foundation for customer experience. But the key thing is customer experience is very externally focused. It's very outside in. It's about the customer.
So are we still talking about the 360-degree view of the customer, or is that something that's still important?
Yeah, we'll still talk about that a lot. But again, if you imagine it as kind of the two sides of the coin, internally people talk about 360 view of their customers and understanding their customers better using CRM, and externally customers are concerned about their experience with a brand. That's customer experience. So it's two sides of the same coin, but it's two very different sides of the same coin.
Okay,
one is very customer centric. The other one is very kind of internally focused.
So that could mean that I'm on the train in the way into London. I'm using my mobile phone. I'm researching for something, and therefore you're having a customer experience. Now, you might not buy while you're on the phone. You actually get to the office. You then get to your laptop or your Mac, and then you do some further work. You then may go home and discuss it. You may then, but that various things happen, and you're having those interactions with organizations. That's what you see as customer experience.
Absolutely, and the number of touch points is just blossoming. It's growing like Topsy. And you know what? The more touch points you get, they never supersede the previous touch points, right? So they add to a very rich mix of different touch points, different channels that customers have to communicate with brands now. So your experience that you described there is a classic case of what consumers are doing now.
Okay, because I use Twitter a lot. So, for example, if I have a parcel delivered to my house and I'm not in, I actually deal with TNT and I don't ring up their call center anymore, which is another touch point. What I do is I actually interact with them over Twitter and get the parcel redelivered that sort of way. It's similar. So, with Twitter's been around for 10 years now.
Yes.
And, we've been able to call in for 10, or call centers have been around for 10, 15 years. And I agree with you that things haven't, things don't go away. So the the different ways that you can interact with companies is just must be it.
It's amazing.
And as a company yourself providing customer experience, it must be very complex.
And it is, and I think it's getting more complex. It's also getting more automated. You know, it's about kind of mass customization. I mean, the case that you described there is the same for a lot of individuals. I think. Yeah. You know, if you ask people now, I think in recent survey data, more than half of people prefer to get customer service, customer support by self-service methods. And I think over 80% of people use a company's website as the first point of call to find out information, whether it's customer service or sales information about a company. You know,
so I've used web chat on Amazon, and for me, it's absolutely fantastic. Yep. It's not that I don't like talking to people. It's that, you know, I had, you know, this morning, you know, press 1 for this and press 4 for this, and you go like, I just answer my question. You know, you actually phoned me.
Yeah, and you're a very digitally savvy user. I mean,
you're very kind.
I've known you for a while now, but actually, if you look at it from a generational perspective, you know, Generation Y and Z are just more naturally attracted. They just want answers. They don't want to have a nice chat with a call center operator and wait on hold for 10 minutes. They just want to jump online, especially with their mobile, and get quick answers to their questions so they can kind of get on with their lives. They're not really interested in any kind of rich human interaction.
And is that what you would see as being omni-channel? Because I'm just taking a bit of tech jargon.
It's a good distinction, because I think, you know, if I cast myself back 10, 15 years, we were always talking about multi-channel, which is the concept of, can brands handle kind of, you know, multiple channels of communication? But there, the emphasis was quite primitive, really, and it was about handling one channel really well. And handling multiple of those. But now customers in their journeys, they flip channels almost seamlessly. So the example that you gave, you know, you're checking on the mobile about availability. You might go on and check on a desktop about the same thing. You might then pop in store at lunchtime because you've got one of the retail outlets around the corner, you know, and chat to a retail assistant. And all of those channels form your experience, but connecting them and, you know, so one channel understands what activities happen on another channel is a more difficult proposition that a lot of brands are just getting to grips with now.
Right. So today's about customer journey mapping.
Yep.
What is customer journey mapping, and why is it important to organizations?
So customer journey mapping is all about putting yourself in a customer's shoes.
Yes.
And with common transactions or common intent that the customer has, just walking through as if you're the customer through what their experience is at all stages of that journey. And
is this something that brands should do? And you know, is it just B2B? Is it just business to consumer? Should everybody do this?
Yeah, it applies to both, really. Anybody that has customers should be doing some sort of customer experience journey mapping, and a lot of big brands are already doing it in one form or another. You know, as you know, Tim, with Oracle, we're always running these kind of free workshops just to show people the basics.
You run free workshops on them, so anybody can if they contact CX Darren, you would be able to put them in.
Absolutely, yeah. Or even simpler, if they go to designingcx.com.
Yeah.
The website, there's a calendar on there. It's actually a calendar of all of the events that we're running. So what we tend to do there is we take a generic scenario, type of an industry scenario, that everybody can understand, and use that as a kind of learning tool to take people through the methodology of how customer experience journey mapping works. Because, you know, if you look at it, taking a step back. You know, I think you look at Aberdeen Group, you know, Gartner are forecasting by sometime between 2018 and 2020, people will be using the customer experience as the primary source of selection of what company they're going to do business with, over price and over product feature functionality. So, you know, we've got to take the same care that we take in designing our products and services that we do in designing our customer experience. So we use design thinking methods to.
So this isn't a software demo. They don't come.
No, it's in fact it's nothing to do with technology. It's very manual actually to start off with.
Right.
Get people on their feet. We get a lot of energy going in the room. We get them thinking as if they're the customer and mapping out. Actually starting with Post-it notes. Actually.
Right. Okay. The old.
A whole wall actually.
So you basically map it. So what you're doing is you're mapping out the process on the wall. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. From start to finish, from what can go wrong, and the important thing that we focus on within that journey is, what's the emotional experience?
Okay.
From a customer, because people buy on emotion. And I think anybody that's done this, if you're buying a car or you're buying a big brand item, emotionally it plays a huge role in your decision-making process, and then you tend to justify that decision by some great facts to back it up. So if your friends say, why did you buy brand XYZ, you can back that up with facts and figures, but the buying decision is often a very emotional one.
Yes. Yeah, I'd agree. And I mean, even something, you talk about people taking time and actually considering about a purchase, but that a considered purchase could actually be an iPhone, or a phone, which in a way is a commodity. Do I buy an iPhone or an Android? Well, it's. And you can go online and you can and it is about that experience. I mean, Apple's a classic example of you go in and buy something and you actually have a great experience because people actually help you and say, yeah, this is what it kind of looks like. And
absolutely, I think one of the interesting points that you made there was about the commoditization. Increasingly now, a lot of industries are heading towards commoditization of products and services. So when that happens, how then do you compete? On what basis does a company compete? And it's all coming to the customer experience. And also, I think one of the things that we've chatted about in detail before, Tim, is, what steps does a customer go through before they even contact the brand directly? And they all form part of the customer experience journey. All of those elements, even before a customer actually makes contact with you, all of that research, all of that, peer reviews, price comparison, whether it's TripAdvisor, whether it's whether it's using Amazon reviews, people are already making comparisons before brands even know that these people are actually looking to buy.
So a journey map is something that you're going to basically put on the wall and a mapping process. And this is internal and external processes. If that's
it is. In fact, it's the customer experience journey map is a multi-layered kind of process flow. So at the top we've got those emotions, and then we've got the physical experiences that people are going through. But as you work your way down, you've also got we call it front stage and backstage element. So front stage, as it suggests, is where your brand is performing in front of a customer. It's interacting with the customer over whatever channel, whether it's mobile, whether it's social, whether it's e-commerce. Now, backstage processes are what organizations need to support their on-stage people and experiences. So so we actually map what capabilities an organization needs in order to kind of support the front of house staff, essentially, in delivering the best experience possible.
And the type of people that come to this to one of these journey mapping sessions, are they, do you get them all from a department, or do you get from people from different departments? Would you include customers? What are the people? Is it C-level? Is it?
Yeah, so that's a great question, actually, because we tend to get all sorts of people attending these. A lot of marketing people will be attending these sessions, simply because marketing is owning more and more of the customer experience journey, simply because of that fact of customers kind of holding back, doing a lot of comparisons, looking at what kind of advertising content is out there that the brands are publishing. So we get a lot of marketing people, a lot of customer service staff, sales and e-commerce people. So there's no real guideline for who we aim this at. That's an interesting question about customers, though, because at some stage in the process, we would definitely encourage people to have the voice of the customer in the room.
Okay.
Somehow, so that we can transfer those real experiences. Because one of the big mistakes that brands make, however big or small, is that they think they know what the customer wants. And in fact, there's only one person that knows what the customer wants, and that's the customer themselves. So we encourage as much direct customer input as possible in that process.
Yeah, I remember seeing on Twitter a tweet that said, I don't call it omni-channel. I call it just sort my effing problem.
Yes, people just want their stuff solved.
I mean, it's like, I want to know now. I'm going to buy it, or I want it fixed now, isn't it? So
yeah, and the interesting thing there is that it's a win-win situation, because the lower the effort for the customer, the higher customer satisfaction, the higher the propensities for them to do business with you again. And by the way, the lower the effort for the brand, the fewer touch points that a customer has to use to get their problem solved or their product purchased and those types of things, the lower the cost of delivering that process or that service. So it's absolutely a win-win. And customers that have that experience, that really low effort experience, much more likely to buy from the same brand again. And it's been a long time known statistic in the customer relationship management and customer service industry that it actually costs 7 times less to sell to an existing customer as it does to nurture, acquire, and sell to a new customer. So, customer satisfaction, reducing customer churn, cross-sell and upsell to existing customers is a great way to drive low-cost growth within any business.
Yeah, I attended a presentation from one of the big 5 banks, and they put together a journey map, and they actually had criticisms from their customers, because what was happening was that people wanted to have a mortgage to buy a house, and the only time that you could actually go and see the mortgage, the person that was going to sell you the mortgage, was when that bank said you could.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they did was that they invested the journey map. They then looked at different slices, and they actually worked out that if they allowed the people that were applying for the mortgage to put their paperwork online. I mean, I know it sounds amazing to do that, but that it was quite a revolutionary step for this bank, and to allow customers to have Skype calls with the mortgage advisor, they could actually get more mortgage applications through. And because they were able to turn around people, I think in about 48 hours, they got more people buying mortgages. And actually, they reduced the cost, because people didn't have to travel to sit in front of the people. They reduced the cost and increased sales. I mean, it's just,
it's great. Yeah, and I think that's a great example there of where an organization is optimizing their customer experience.
Yes.
But we also get people that are designing new customer experiences. The leaders in the industry are changing business models to gain a step change advantage on their competitors, and we only have to look at the classic examples, like the Ubers of the world or the Airbnbs of the world to understand that. So by using customer experience journey mapping, organizations can reimagine the customer experience and redesign those business models to match what customers want these days, and how to gain a significant competitive advantage over their rivals. So optimization, it is about redesign as well. It's a great kind of natural organic vehicle.
And a journey map, is this, when you spend all the time putting it up, is that then like a living, breathing document that you leave on the wall, or do you just take it down and like a lot of brainstorming sessions, you just put it in there and never look at it again?
Yeah, I mean, it's better if it's a living and breathing document that people can continually kind of go back to. The whole reason that we tend to use a lot of dynamic elements like Post-it notes, we put string drops through the journey so we can spot those moments of truth, those moments that matter to customers within the journey. So we like to have it as a very kind of dynamic, living and breathing kind of flow chart of these. organizations could have a lot of different varieties of journey maps as well. So it might not always be practical. It might be better to kind of digitize those once you've got them up there, because one other big aspect is that the only way that you can design a really great customer experience is by understanding the particular attributes of the customer you're focused on. So one of the things that we do very early on in the process is think about the personas of customers that people want to target, and then designing the experience around those particular customer personas. So by persona, I mean it may well be, a 30-something-year-old housewife or house husband, that does a part-time work at home job and is kind of looking for quick, fast convenience in
this is about pinpointing particular ideal customers.
Yes, exactly. And we know again, it's an evolution. We talk in terms of segmentation, but segments are very dry. Segments are about this age, this socio-demographic data, this geographical data, and then trying to imagine what that segment might want.
Okay.
And in today's world, we've kind of gone beyond segments. We're imagining what those real people do, the way they behave, where they go, what they watch on TV, what they read, what they eat. So all of those aspects all kind of build up to be a particular customer persona that we want to design a specific experience around.
Fantastic. So what about the future? What about the future of customer experience? Going up. I saw someone post a tweet this morning about chatbots and things.
I think the future of customer experience is firstly it's assured because it's such a huge market shift and trend. If you think about the big mega trends that we've had in the whole area of consumerization and marketing, everything from product centric companies through to then that movement through the customer centric companies, it's just going to get more and more customer centric. And so from my perspective, we're going to move from an area where we've talked about customer relationship management to this area of customer managed relationships. So what I mean about that is the customer is going to get more and more control over how they want to be treated, rather than companies trying to guess how customers want to be treated. So let's say, for example, you prefer to be contacted over certain channels. You like to do business over mobile. You only want to be contacted at certain hours during the day. I think that we're going towards a world where you'll define those once, and all brands will have to kind of respect those. You don't have to tell every single company you deal with exactly how you want to be treated. Once you've done it once, it's applied toward. And actually, if you see in the UK, we're already going step by step down that road. If you think about the news that's been on recently about the financial banking authorities in the UK saying, well, what we really would love is one single banking app where you can define who your bank provider is, but it's a single app for the customer, which makes switching very easy because you're not switching apps, you're switching banks.
The settings in the app,
So step by step, we're heading towards this customer managed experience rather than the brand managing the customer's experience.
Okay, fantastic. Well,
kind of mega trends going on.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. It's been really insightful. Thank you. So go through again where people can find you and go through that web address in terms of if people want to book in and do one of these.
Absolutely. So you can find out much more. We actually give away the whole workshop kit, actually.
Right.
So if you want to attend one of the workshops and then deliver it internally yourself, we give away all of the workshop assets.
Right.
We are very passionate about this. So if you go to designingcx.com, that's just designingcx.com. You'll see our calendar in there. You'll see the workshop kits. You'll see blogs. You'll see all of that stuff. If you want to contact me directly, as you the flip chart behind
that's you. That's CXDARYN.
Yes, it's CX Darren, DARYN. So I'm on Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm on BB as well, and some other networks like that. You can find me there. So kind of very accessible. And I think it's interesting that I had a glance again at the title of this session, because my kind of final thought on customer experience journey mapping is, we've said, is it a big impact or is it a waste of time?
Yeah.
So I would finish by saying it's the biggest impact that you can have doing customer experience journey mapping if you act upon the results of it.
Right.
If you don't act upon the results of your CX journey mapping, then it will be a waste of time.
Okay.
So that's my cautionary note.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. And thank you for watching.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, good to see you.